This short presentation provides an overview of how a long-term direct payment enabled Sarah to receive the support she needed the way she wanted it. Let's look at Sarah's circumstances. Sarah has had a fall due to her declining mobility. Her multiple sclerosis has flared up. She's requiring support to wash and dress and to make meals for herself and her daughter. Sarah is also struggling to get her daughter to school in the morning, but a friend collects her at the end of the school day. Sarah is requesting support from adult social care. You arrange to visit Sarah to complete a social care assessment. You discuss Sarah's areas of need and what support she would need to meet her eligible goals and outcomes, and provide her with information about the care options available to her. This includes providing information about direct payments and Sarah's right to request one. Sarah might find the flexibility of a direct payment enables her to have the choice and control she wants. Sarah can choose to have a direct payment. This is money she can use to arrange her own care and support. She can choose to arrange care from an agency or employ a personal assistant, or she can choose to have care arranged by the council. Sarah chooses a direct payment. She prefers carers she knows. She would like flexibility in how her support is provided, and she doesn't want a lot of different people coming into her home, especially as she has a young daughter. Sarah could use her direct payment to employ a PA. This would enable her to tailor the times of her support to suit her and when she needs it most. Having one or two PAs would reduce the number of people coming to the house compared to an agency. Sarah will be in control. A DBS check on the PAs can be requested and paid for by Derbyshire County Council, considering Sarah's young daughter will be at home and also supported to school by them. Sarah's worker asks her if there is anyone she knows who may want to be employed as a personal assistant. Sarah has a friend, Jo, who has previously worked in care. Sarah's daughter is comfortable with her and they get on well. Sarah would like to employ Jo as her PA, but is concerned about the responsibilities of being an employer. And would she need employer's liability insurance? All employers are required to have employer's liability insurance, so Sarah will need insurance if she employs a PA or more than one. Employer's liability insurance for employers of personal assistants covers things like cover in the event that an employee suffers illness or injury whilst working, employment support via a 24-hour helpline, personal possessions, public liability and legal expenses. Derbyshire County Council recommends the purchase of a specialist personal assistant insurance, which provides several additional services to support with employing a PA. DCC pays for the premium for the first year, but subsequent premiums will be covered by the direct payment. A premium policy may cost in the region of £99. Some examples of companies that can provide suitable ELI are Fish Insurance, Mark Bates Limited and Shorewise. It is important to ensure the insurance covers the specific activities involved and tasks required for the care and support. Penderel's Trust can provide support with employment responsibilities. Penderel's Trust can support with setting up employment contracts, finding and helping to interview PAs, setting up employers' liability insurance, providing and assisting with payroll services, including payroll payment. Payroll services support with calculating deductions and reporting earnings to HMRC. They tell the employer how much to pay the PA. Payroll with payment services calculate deductions and report to HMRC. They then pay the PA directly and collect the money from the direct payment account. For information about Penderel's Trust and the support it provides, visit their website. Sarah feels it would work well for her to have a service that completes the payroll for her PA and makes payments to both the PA and to HMRC. Sarah asks how her weekly support can be personalised for her. You discuss Sarah's indicative budget with her and the support and care she needs to meet her desired outcomes and goals. What might this look like each day, including on good and bad days as her condition is not stable? This information can then be used to calculate the average hours of support Sarah needs each week. Sarah estimates that she needs support for 30 minutes a day to prepare lunch and to make something she can put in the fridge for tea. She needs support for an hour each morning for her personal hygiene, dressing, for the application of topical prescription creams and for medication prompts. Sarah also needs support to maintain a habitable home, to include hoovering, laundry and making the bed. And she needs 30 minutes of support Monday to Friday during term time to enable her daughter to get to school. So how much will Sarah be able to pay Jo? The rate of pay would have to be at least the national minimum wage. The rate DCC sets sufficiency of budgets for PAs is currently £12 per hour and is reviewed each financial year. This doesn't mean the PA must be paid £12 per hour, it's what DCC is funding as a sufficient budget. The person responsible for paying Jo can choose a different rate and manage the budget how they like within reason. We can fund a higher hourly rate if needed. The hourly rate the PA is paid is their wage, and any deductions payable, such as tax and national insurance contributions, come out of that. This enables the cost of Sarah's support to be calculated. For meal preparation and personal care, 10.5 hours a week are required. At £12 an hour, this amounts to £126. For support to take Sarah's daughter to school, 2.5 hours a week during term time amounts to an average of £22.50 per week. And 1 hour a week to be used flexibly as and when required adds another £12 per week. You can then calculate the number of hours per week multiplied by the hourly rate, bringing the weekly total to £160. To this total, an additional 20% is added for employment costs, bringing the grand total to £192.60. Sarah asks what the 20% is for. A contingency of a set amount of 20% is added on to cover the following: holiday cover for Joe as an employed PA, to pay another PA while Joe is on holiday but also being paid, and up to 4 weeks PA sickness if required. Pension contributions, and the cost of Sarah's national insurance contributions as an employer. Payroll service cost, managed account fees if applicable, and annual employer's liability insurance. Not everyone will need all these things, in which case monies might build up in the account and can be used for agreed contingencies, or the council will collect it back. Sarah is keen to pursue this arrangement. Joe is on board, and it has been agreed by you and by your manager. The next steps are for you to make a referral to Penderel's Trust for the support Sarah needs as an employer. This will include information on payroll services with payment, sourcing ELI, and setting up a PA's contract. You send a referral to the direct payments team via the Set Up Long-Term Direct Payment option and work with the direct payment worker to jointly create a support plan and complete the direct payment information form. This information should include proposed start date, DBS check request, PA's hourly rate, number of hours required, and you confirm and record that Sarah is a person with capacity who will manage her own care and sign the direct payment agreement. Summary. Joe was set up as an employed PA, and Sarah also successfully advertised for a second PA, so she had a contingency when Joe was sick or on holiday. It was also agreed by the area worker that Sarah could use the direct payment to fund an electronic deep kneading circulation foot massager and kitchen utensils that assisted with opening and pouring. Through the use of these one-off purchases, it reduced the need for care and support and the hours required from her PAs, thus promoting her own independence, being able to do tasks for herself and her daughter, and reduce the frequency of her flare-ups.